Mortal Kombat 2 is in theaters now, and I'm super happy that Warner Brothers put this movie in theaters after releasing the first one day and date on streaming, but I did think it was a little over the top that the studio hired someone to stand outside my local theater screaming, "Get over here!" This video is brought to you by Factor. Go to factormeals.com/Murrell50off and use code Murrell50off for a special offer. And stay tuned after the video for more info. Hello everybody, I'm Dan Murrell here with my review of Mortal Kombat 2, which continues this early part of the summer movie season. This is of course the sequel to Mortal Kombat, which came out 5 years ago. It's hard to believe it was that long. This film, like the last one, is directed by Simon McQuoid. These two movies, the first and second Mortal Kombat, are the only ones so far, features so far in his resume. There's a new writer this time though, Jeremy Slater, who was recently a credited writer on Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. He created the Moon Knight series for Marvel, and he was also a writer on 2015's Fant Four Stick. So this movie's better than that, I'll tell you that much. Mortal Kombat 2 delivers exactly what you would expect the sequel to a movie about people fighting each other to deliver, which is a lot of returning fighters from the first movie and a lot of new fighters. This movie's mortal combatants include Kano, Liu Kang, Raiden, Johnny Cage. Actually, you know what? It feels weird to just say their names like that. Hang on, I think this way works better. This movie's mortal combatants include Kano, Liu Kang, Raiden, Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Bi-Han, Sonya, Jax, Kitana, Jade, Shao Kahn, Baraka, Kung Lao. The most notable new character in this movie is, of course, Johnny Cage, who was teased at the end of the first movie. He's played by Karl Urban, and he's an especially spry fighter. Number one, because he's a washed-up 90s action star in the movie, not Karl Urban. And number two, because he is canonically in his late 50s in this movie. Karl Urban is actually younger than the character he's playing. It's good to see Hollywood trying that for a change. Most of the surviving fighters from the first movie are back for the sequel, as are some of the fighters who didn't survive the first movie. I mean, it really shouldn't be a shock that a video game called Mortal Kombat would figure out how to bring people back from the dead, and it's not even really a big deal. I mean, there's some hand-wavy stuff in the script about magic or necromancy or something like that, but it's not really that important to the plot of the film. My guess is that if you're a Mortal Kombat fan and you're excited about this movie, you don't really care how or why these characters are back. You're just excited that they are back. I haven't actually revisited the first Mortal Kombat movie, at least the first one in this new franchise, since I watched it a little over 5 years ago, so I was curious if I'd be able to keep up with the story, which is kind of laughable in retrospect. The movie does explain the basic premise of Mortal Kombat all over again, so that people who didn't watch the first movie aren't going to be lost as far as the overall story. But other than that, characters just kind of appear and disappear without explanation. If you know who they are, that's great. If you don't know who they are, it's not really that big of a deal because they basically just show up 30 seconds before they're supposed to start a fight. Yes, you will have some basic context on the history and the backstory of some of these characters, but it doesn't come into play really as far as the plot goes in any critical way. The fights are the star of the show here, and there are a lot of fights, complete with the blood and gore that Mortal Kombat is known for. I did enjoy the fights themselves, especially because each one pairs up two fighters with special powers. There's a reason the game became so popular in the first place, and that was just watching cool people fight and make each other bleed. I think the fight sequences also look pretty good, as does the movie, considering that it reportedly had a not bank-busting budget of around $80 million. Given that Karl Urban is arguably the biggest star in the cast, they obviously saved a bunch of money by not paying a whole lot of A-list salaries. If you're going for the fights, I'm guessing that you'll probably enjoy this movie well enough. If you're going for anything else, there's not really a whole lot for you to sink your teeth into. I will say that there is some good humor in the movie, a lot of good jokes. Most of them are delivered by Kano, who's played by Josh Lawson. It felt like his character had his own script doctor punching up the material for the movie. Johnny Cage also gets some good jabs in, but Karl Urban is mostly just there to pose and look cool. He didn't blow me away as the character, but he really wasn't given an exceptional amount to work with either. The script exists basically to get these characters into situations where they have to fight each other. There is a nominal storyline about the conquered kingdom of Edenia and its princess Katana, who is looking for revenge. But the script whips around to so many other things so quickly, nothing really makes a huge impact. Katana, by the way, is played by Adeline Rudolph, and I think she did a pretty good job. She really did make me believe that her character had the backs of all of the other people that she was fighting for. I would just advise her opponents not to get killed by her because her fans rip the souls from her victims. Mortal Kombat 2 doesn't even approach the abysmal depths of the worst video game movies, but it's not exactly a new peak in the art form either. It does its job, which is to bring cool-looking characters on screen to fight each other, and absolutely nothing else. Was it an entertaining experience while I was in the theater? Sure. Will I think about this movie for 1 second after I'm done recording and uploading this review? Absolutely not. In the same way that I haven't thought about the first Mortal Kombat movie from 2021 for 1 second since I saw it 5 years ago. The first time I thought about it was actually this week when I said to myself, what did happen in that last movie? Hardcore Mortal Kombat fans, I think, will enjoy this movie the most, but I also don't know how faithful it is to the games because, as I mentioned in the first movie's review, it was banned in my house growing up, but I think people will be happy with it if they love the games. If you're just looking for a diverting 2 hours in a theater, I think this will do well enough. But if you're looking for something that transcends people beating each other up, there's not a lot of meat on the bone. On my personal scale, I'm giving Mortal Kombat 2 an it's fine rating, kind of towards the upper part of it's fine. There's nothing exceptional about it, but it's not horrifically bad either. I don't know if the movie is going to be on a whole lot of people's favorite movies of all time or best of 2026 lists, but not every movie has to achieve that much. Would it have been nice if the script was written a little bit better or if they'd given us just a little bit about any of these characters? Sure, but it wasn't offensively bad. So that is my ringing quasi-endorsement of Mortal Kombat 2, which is now in theaters. Before we go, I want to thank the sponsor for this review, Factor. We've all been in this situation. It's the end of a long day. Maybe you've been outside or it's just been a hard day at work. You're hungry, but the last thing you want to do is take the time to prepare a meal. It's a lot of work. Instead of getting something cheap, fast, and probably not great for you, let Factor take over instead. If hunger is a setup problem and not a willpower problem for you, then with Factor you have fresh, nutritious meals ready to eat in just 2 minutes. No matter what your goals are, Factor has meals built around them, whether it's weight loss, more protein, GLP-1 support, or, like me, just not eating as much bad stuff. Every meal is made with functional ingredients, lean proteins, whole foods, and healthy fats, with over 175 ingredients on Factor's banned list like artificial colors and sweeteners, high fructose corn syrup, and refined seed oils. Factor meals are fresh, never frozen, with over 100 meals rotating weekly, including flavors from around the world like Mediterranean and Asian options. Factor shops, preps, cooks, and delivers your meals, so all you have to worry about is eating them. And if you're looking for a great breakfast option, try the smoky bacon and cheddar egg bites. They are a great way to start your day. Head to factormeals.com/Murrell50off and use code Murrell50off to get 50% off your order, plus free daily greens per box with new subscription only while supplies last until 9/27/2026. See the website for more details. That's factormeals.com/Murrell50off and the code Murrell50off. Thanks to Factor for sponsoring this review, and thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Hit the bell if you want to be notified about my other videos. But most importantly, thank you for watching this video. Until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye.